Yo, mic check, mic check. Yo, mic check, mic check, mic check. Yo, it's your boy 05 Dynasty. So I'm just sitting here. I was just checking out some videos on YouTube. Actually, I've been watching a lot of stuff today, but they got the new MPC One Plus dropping, and there's a video that just came out, and I want to watch it with you guys right now. And we can check and see what's going on because Sweetwater, they just dropped it, so you can see 24 minutes ago. I want to see what they're saying about this new MPC One. All right, so let's check it out.
Hey, what's happening, you guys? Credit D Will here from Sweetwater, and today I am super excited because we have a special guest that's going to be joining us in the studio today. My guy John over at In Music is in the building, and he is bringing by the new MPC One Plus from Akai. So we're just going to dive in, take a look at, see what's up with all the new features, see what all this thing has to offer, and he's going to just show me the ropes on how to use an MPC and get started with an MPC. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and then hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future up and coming videos. And if you want to check out the MPC for yourself, then either go over to sweetwater.com or check out the links in the description where you can find them there as well. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's get creative.
What's going on, everybody? As D Will said, I'm John from In Music. We're here at Sweetwater. A little bit about myself. I'm the product specialist with Akai, particularly the MPC line. I've been using MPCs probably for about 15 years. I've taught classes to youth from 10 to 17. We had MPC Beats Academy.
I think he just said he was the product specialist. So do we need to speak to this man about those converters? You know what I'm saying?
Academy. If I could teach a 10-year-old how to do it, I'm certain that I could teach D Will how to use this. So what do we have here today?
I don't know. I ain't that good, so I'll just
Nah, man, this thing is so user-friendly. It's ridiculous, man. It's got all the cheat codes inside. I mean, a complete novice can really get into it. And I know you are not a novice by any means. Yeah. You might be new to the MPC line, but I give this man a week and he will be cranking out fire with this. So what do we have today? We've got the MPC One Plus, the newest in the family line of MPCs. This is the newest, latest, right? So it's a updated version of the MPC One. Obviously, we've got the brand new red colorway.
Bro, that red looks super dope, bro. We got the live right there, so that's the black version, but this red is really popping and it's super dope.
Right, the black pads, the black screen and knobs, everything is just really good on the contrast with the clear buttons. It just really pops off of the MPC itself. Yeah. Right, so some of the new...
So what I do want to say is, I wish they shipped the MPC with those thick, fatter pads. I think that'd be cool, man. You could get them on MPCstuff.com, but I wish they gave us the option to get like just off rip the thick, fat pads, the dope pads. You know what I'm saying, or just choose your pads. I think that would be a cool option to be able to choose what you want on your MPC when you purchase it, since it's so customizable, right? I think that would be cool. But on to the video. How about those converters, man?
Newer updates that we have for this, obviously the most obvious is the red colorway, but when you get underneath the hood, we've built it up. So it has a whole new multi-processor in there. So we took the processor from the X and the Live 2 and we put it in the One, speed up how, you know, it processes everything. On top of that, we've quadrupled the internal storage. So the MPC One has 4 gigs of internal storage. The One Plus has 16 gigs of internal storage. Comes with 2 gigs of exclusive content already preloaded.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's synth sounds, there are drum kits. I mean, you name it, there are things in here to get your creativity flowing. All sorts of effects. You know, we'll dig into that a little bit deeper.
This is already built in, like just directly built into the MPC right when you
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Right out the box, it comes with a multitude of drum programs, everything from drum one-shots to melody samples, bass chops. I mean, we'll dig into that as we start to load it up, but on top of that, we've married that technology, as I was explaining to you, with the MPC Key 61. We've paired the whole sequencer of the MPC line and the drum kit style finger drumming with VST quality synthesis. So that is not exclusive to the Key 61. This also has VST quality sounds in it as well. So this is completely standalone. You do not need a computer for this. You could do everything right in the MPC itself, from recording vocals to adding studio quality effects. Like I said, top-notch VST quality sounds. We have over 25 different synth engines now that you can add to it. We'll get into all of that as we make the beat. Couple of other things that are cool. We've added Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to this. So now you can do the whole Ableton link. So when we want to cook up together, we can hook them up wirelessly. Okay. Everything will work in sync. Really amazing what it can do. So I know that you're new to this, right? But let me break down the workflow for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm more so, because I know, like, all right, so to get started, like if I was just starting off kind of like what I am right now, like you said, with the workflow wise, how different is the workflow from like a linear DAW? So somebody that's coming from like FL Studios or something like that, or that's beat making inside the box, how different is that from this? Like, how do you build a beat?
So it is slightly different. You can view it in a linear format just like a DAW, so you can edit all your MIDI data in a linear grid format just like in FL, right? We've got this grid page here, and this is where you'll see all your MIDI data for each track. So you can see it in a linear fashion as well. But how I like to think of it as 3 separate sections that you build up to make a beat, right? Every MPC has these 3 rectangular sections on this main page, and this is how it all operates, right? So at the very bottom, we've got our program section. I like to think of this as like our sound sources. This is where we load up our sounds, whether it be drum.
So I have a question for some of the people that have the older MPCs, because he says all the MPCs have like this like 3 sections. So does the older MPCs have this type of software that you have the sequencer? You know what I'm saying? You have like your tracks, and you have like your programs. Like, does it have it like that? I don't know. I mean, I my first MPC ever was the MPC Live. So yeah.
Kits, whether it be the VST quality plugin sounds I was talking about. You could do clip launching. You could set up MIDI tracks to control rack-mounted traditional MIDI gear. You could set the program section up to do CV gates as well, right? And all of that is done by these icons here in the middle. So right now I'm on a drum program icon. It reflects and says drum program. But when I switch to the VST plugins, it now says plugin program. If I wanted to do key groups, clip launching, MIDI tracks, or CV gate to control my modular gear, the program section changes based upon which icon you have selected, right? So we hit the drum icon. We know we're gonna have drums as our sound source in our program section. We load up some drums here. We record those to the track above. We switch the track. We load up more sounds. We record a bunch of different tracks. We then have a sequence. Right? So at the bottom, we have our sounds. We record those sounds to the track above. Once we have multiple recorded tracks, we then have a sequence. And you could think of the sequence in a couple of different ways. It could be your full composition, right? It could be the complete beat. So we could set the bar length to like 64 bars and produce in a linear fashion. Or your sequence could be a segment of your arrangement. And this is the way that I like to work in particular. Yeah. So sequence 1 could be like your introduction. You can move to sequence 2. You could build a verse section, move to sequence 3, build a chorus section, and then you can link them all together later on. And it's more modular. That's why I like it this way, because when you're making the different sequences, you might think that one feels better as a chorus or a verse, but later on you might change your mind. If you're producing in a linear fashion, then you have to go through and move things around. To me, it's a little bit harder that way. This way, you just move the order of your sequences and everything follows the path, right? And we'll get into that in this cook-up that we're gonna do today. So let me show you the basics of how to load up some sounds, right? So we have this browse button here, and we also have this sounds tab here. You can use either or. I'm gonna start with browse just to show you how easy it is. You tap on drums and you get all your drum content here. I mean,
so loading up your sounds on here, do Do you I see you got an SD card slot right here. Is there like any other way you can load your sounds on it, or?
So what I'm dealing with now are the preloaded sounds, but if you wanted to add new sounds, you could do that via Wi-Fi as well. You could sample them in, you could put them on an SD card, you could use the USB drive in the back. So we have all these drum expansions here, right? These are all different expansion packs, and if you wanted to download newer ones, you can download them via Wi-Fi as well. You can put them on a USB drive, plug it in, you can put them on an SD card, really whatever works best for your workflow.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I love about the MPC line
Yeah.
is it's adaptable to your workflow. There isn't one specific way that you're forced to go about it. Even with the button structure, a lot of these things can be done from the main screen, right? You see me double tap this to get to the grid page, but I could also access the grid page here.
Okay.
Right? So if you're more of a touchscreen person, you might want to use these icons to navigate through the different pages. If you're more of a physical button person, you might want to use the physical buttons, right? So it gives you the option to work it from the angle that you see.
Dope. Let me shut up and let you do your thing now. Go ahead, man.
Nah, man, nah, this is a collaborative effort, right?
Yeah,
So let me
yeah.
load up a drum program and show you how easy it is. You literally hit this browse button here, and then if you're not on content, you just make sure you're on content. On the left-hand side, you select your drums, and then we have all of these different drum programs. You know, you tap on one, hold play, and it's gonna preview the different drum kits that you can load up. Right, and I'll show you how easy it is. You just hit load, go back to your main page, and now that kit is propagated to your program section.
Okay.
So you can record your drum pattern to track 1, or you can separate them out and just do your snares on track 1, your kicks on track 2, however you prefer. I build the whole beat on track 1 and then I explode it later on.
Yeah.
So it basically, you build it as one track and then you can separate the tracks out at a later time.
Okay.
So now we have a drum program loaded, right? We would record a drum track to track 1, and then we'd switch to track 2 and keep it moving, right? So let's get into that. Let's change the bars, go with 4 bars. We'll drop the BPM down somewhere in the 90s, right? And we can record in some drum sounds. Now, I'm not the greatest finger drummer. I can get by.
Yeah, me either.
But I like to make it as easy on myself as possible, right?
Yeah.
I'm not here. Obviously, we're on camera, right? So this is somewhat of a live performance. But when I'm making my productions, my beats, I like to make it at my speed. I'm not trying to perform for somebody. I'm just trying to make the best possible composition I can make. So
Definitely.
I like to make it easy on myself. So I'll use just one sound at a time, right? And then I'll use the overdub. So to record any sound, once you have it selected here, you hit the record button and then you hit play start. So you might be wondering what's the difference between play and play start.
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Right? So when you hit play start, it starts your beat from the very beginning every time.
Oh, wow.
Right? When you hit play, it's gonna start your beat from wherever you left off. So if you watch up here on the top of the screen, I hit play start, we have this line that tracks your loop, right? So this line moves across the screen, and when it gets to the end, it comes back to the beginning. That lets you know when to stop playing, right? You see it loops around. Now, when I stop it, we're in the middle. If I hit play start, it jumps back from the beginning.
Bet. Okay.
If I just hit play, it's gonna start here from wherever I left off.
Okay.
Right,
Easy
and then
enough.
the other 2 buttons, record and overdub, you probably are familiar with what they do, but I'll still go over that as well. Record is destructive recording. So whatever you record, it's gonna erase whatever you had before. So if I do record and play start, right, and then I record again, I wanna add hi-hats. If I use record, it's gonna replace what was already there. Right? If I use overdub, it's gonna add to what I had before. So let's go through this process. I'm gonna build a quick drum beat. I'll use record and play start. I'll add a snare. I'll overdub a kick. Then I'll overdub some hi-hat.
All right, so I'm not here for a 40-minute tutorial on how to work the MPC. Been there, done that a few years ago, you know what I'm saying? So I really just came to see what was new about this machine that, you know, that is a plus. I don't know. I heard a couple of things, but nothing too like, you know what I'm saying, boom bam, like this plus plus. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna skip ahead in the video just to see if he says anything else that's out of the ordinary, but other than that, I don't know, man.
Right. So if I wanted to do eighth notes, the drum pattern, I'm gonna
Yeah. I love the fact that you got like a touch screen too, because I like seeing you navigate on. Gotcha.
right. So not all of these. Oh, let me change that tempo.
And these are all the new sounds that comes with the MPC One Plus, or
Correct.
okay.
So these sounds are included right out the box. Now, some of the VSTs that I might get into, they might be for purchase, right? It doesn't come with all of them that I have loaded up, but you can purchase them. I just wanted to showcase as much as we could today.
Okay, gotcha.
So I have all of those extra synth engines on my
Wait,
thumb
hold
drive
up,
that's
hold up.
plugged in, right? So we'll access.
Hold up. So it's the MPC One Plus, but it doesn't come with all the stuff that Akai has to offer. Like all the new stuff that they charging everybody for. Oh, that's a little hard to swallow right there, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sounds that some come with it, some don't, right? That's kind of the whole model. Even with the Key 61, that comes with a bunch of VST plugins, but we'll be releasing more sounds over time.
Gotcha.
Right? So if you see in this sounds page, let me go back to the plugins, right? So we have these different synth engines. There are going to be more pages you can tab over to as we develop more synth engines.
Gotcha.
Right? So not all of these are included with the One Plus, but I do like the sounds from them, and I did want to show that they're available and that they work easily, right? So some of them, like Fabric XL, you'll have to go and purchase that for the One Plus, but it does come with Hype, it does come with Odyssey and Mellotron. It comes with baseline and electric. So a lot of these sounds right out the box are included. Some aren't, but my goal today was showcase as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right? So let's get back to the flow of that. So what we'll do now is we'll build up a track 1 with just drums. We'll move on to track 2. We'll add some bass sounds. Track 3, we'll start to pull in some more synth sounds. That way you can see how much you can do with this and other features as well. Like we talked about track mute, but I only did pad mute because I only had 16 pads loaded up.
Yeah.
Track mute, we're going to have multiple tracks, so you can see how we can start to do the arrangement that way as well.
All right, skip ahead.
But you don't really have any theory background. You've heard like set it on chords, right? You could tell it what. Well, if you see right above this pad, it says 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, whole new engine, right? So here we'll go with baseline, right? Grab some subs.
So it's just gonna loop at that part?
Yep. So say I want to do right at this last part and speed it up in time. I could come here. And then every note in between, I could add a note on the grid. So I could grab this pencil tool. Let me make sure I'm on. Find that A. Right, so I might not normally be able to play something this fast. I probably could, especially if I had keys, but now it's...
Yeah.
Right, and then we go back here, change it. Right, then we...
I can't even hear the string, Doug. What's that? Oh, what is up with these people, man? With producing now that they got that bottom end so loud. Like the bottom end is like a piano now. You know what I mean? Like you can't even hear the strings. They're getting choked the fuck out, dude. Like I can't. I want to skip ahead. Let's see.
On YouTube or whatnot, bro. This is really good stuff, man. I really appreciate you coming through, showing me the
What he said?
And obviously, if I was trying to make the best beat that I could, I'd take time and I'd figure out. But you see, I just mashed
Yeah,
on it.
bro, that is too
It's
easy.
in key.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I've taught this to 10-year-olds, and they come in here and they're like mashing on it, and I'm happy. So we come into track mute now instead of pad mute, and we see the different tracks. So we don't want drums, we don't want bass. Maybe we just start with a chord progression.
Yeah, he definitely didn't mix nothing. So anyway, I don't know, man. It just isn't not. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth. I don't know if it's worth it. Man. You might just be able to just go get you the original one, man, and just make music. It's doing the same, like literally what he just described. I could do on the MPC Live, literally, and it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound like immaculate either. It doesn't sound like those drums are not really. They're not hitting. They kind of sound muddy too. Kind of sound flat.
To A major, and I'm playing in key with that sample.
That is too
Like
easy,
that.
dude. That is too easy. Does it do you know, does it detect the tempo as well, or how does that work?
It will detect the tempo, right? I just hit sample edit again, and it's telling me right here that the natural tempo of that sample is
Bro.
90 BPM.
That is crazy. So you can actually like drag and drop a sample in and it detect it, and then you can set your whole project to that. Bro, that's crazy. That
Super
is
easy.
crazy. That is super easy.
I don't think
Wow.
it could get more easy than this, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. You
Yeah.
know, it's telling you what key your sample is in. You're able to set the pads to only play in that key and scale. Not only can you play notes along, you could set it to play chords and chord progressions and all of these things.
Man, I do want to say this before I get off of this. Why does it have to be so easy though? You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be so easy? Why does a company have to like hold your hand through a device? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta it's a device. You gotta struggle. You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta learn. You was growing up as a little baby. You had to learn. You had to learn how to walk. You fell like 1,000 times. Now these devices are like it's like easy, right? So it's like easy workflow. But is it worth it though? Does it like is are these devices producing great sound? I mean, hmm, I don't know. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of videos lately. I see people going to a lot of outboard gear to get like a great sound from these devices. So it's like it's almost as if it's FL Studio in the box. You know, it's like you just take FL Studio with you in the box type thing, or like you know what I'm saying. Any of the other like DAWs, take it with you in the box. You know. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, get up out of here. I just wanted to see what he's going to say about the Kai, professional MPC One Plus, and see if there was anything that was added to this that was like just immaculate to make it like the plus. And if you're not getting all of the new VSTs that they just launched, Fabric and with what's the other one? Something Pro, Flavor Pro and all that stuff, it's not coming inside of it. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth. You could legit just go get you probably get a MPC Live or MPC Live Mark II used, and it have the same stuff as this MPC One Plus. And I'm pretty sure the MPC One Plus still got to plug it into a wall to use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's standalone, but can you really move around? Can you do a beat on the fly outside in the park with it? Got an idea that comes to mind? I don't think you can. Unless you got a power brick. You gotta, and then that's another thing. You gotta do extra get the thing to work the way you want it to work, right? That's the thing. That's the whole crazy part about it. It's like you got to do a lot extra to get it to do what you want it to do. Weird. But anyway, we get up out of here. I just wanted to watch this Sweetwater video and just do a quick little live and just see. I'm just observing. Just wanted to see what they were saying and wanted to see why it was the plus version. You know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll check y'all later. Hope everybody doing well and chilling and making great music. Peace out, everybody. Peace out.
You know, with minimal effort,
Yeah.
right out the box.
Bro, that is crazy. Man, bro, you don't put me on. I appreciate you coming through today, man. It's
You already know,
always a
D-Will.
good time when you're in the building, bro. Thank you for taking the time to stop through and to show me this amazing. We get the first look at the MPC One Plus. We got my guy John here showing me how to rock and roll with it. I'm definitely gonna be creating some content on this bad boy, so I appreciate you. Don't get mad if I hit you up and call you like 50 million times.
Nah, man, I'm excited for the next time I come out to where we could link a couple of these together with the wireless Wi-Fi Ableton link, and we can cook up together with 2 separate units. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we need to do that, bro. Maybe I'll practice on the live, and then you bring the MPC One Plus, and we can go ahead and get that cooking.
Yeah, man.
So,
Add both of our flavors into one beat, all wirelessly.
Yeah, so I don't finger drum, so I'm gonna be doing like you doing and just tapping on the pads and what at a time.
It's all good. I can finger drum, but I have a hard time keeping it in time.
Yeah, that's my thing
I can
too.
do it live, but once I get that click track going, sometimes I'll lose the click track. So I just like to make it as easy as possible on myself.
And this definitely does make it easy, bro. Like, it is too easy. So, but man, I appreciate you coming out, bro. Anytime you want to stop by and show me some new gear, you know you're always more than welcome to stop by.
Oh, you know I'll be by multitude of times, man. Probably once a month. Whether it'll be new gear every time, I'm going to be out here. We can dig in any questions you have. Obviously, we're only touching the surface of what this is capable of. I'm not really going deep into everything. I'm not sitting here trying to make the most perfect beat. But, you know, you take this into your own time. You take the time you want, and you'll see how quickly you'll get your beats sounding banging, man. Right out the box with this thing.